up, y'all? So I am 2 weeks postpartum. I want to talk about my birth story. It wasn't crazy, but it was interesting. Let's get into it. So like I said, I am 2 weeks postpartum. I did a home birth, water birth in my dining room. No epidural, no pain meds. Literally had a 48-hour labor. It was crazy. So a couple days before I gave birth, I was out and about with my boyfriend, running errands, that whole thing. We went to the mall. We went to a basketball game. By the time I got home that night, I was like, I'm a little tired. Like, today really drained me. So I'm not thinking anything of it because I gave birth at 38 weeks. I was expecting to go to 40 weeks, 41 weeks, whatever. I get home, I'm not even thinking anything of it. I'm just like, damn, I'm tired. Let me lay down. So I lay down and I wake up a couple hours later and I'm just like, damn, I'm really in pain. Like, it was so painful just to walk and go to the restroom. I'm like, damn, I really must have overdid it today. So I text my midwife and I'm like, hey girl, just giving you a heads up, I'm not feeling good. So she tells me, take a Benadryl, take a magnesium supplement, lay down, text me tomorrow, let me know how you feeling. So the next day comes and I wake up, it's like 12 p.m. when I'm like finally getting up. And I'm like, damn, I'm really tired. Like, I'm just exhausted. I start feeling like this cramping sensation. It wasn't super painful, but it was just like a cramp. It felt like a period cramp, like a mild period cramp. And they were coming every like 30 minutes. So I'm like, is this Braxton Hicks or are these contractions? Because I'm not due for another 2 weeks. So I text my midwife and I'm like, girl, they come in every 30 minutes. I don't know if these are really contractions or if these are Braxton Hicks. Like, I'm not trying to work you up or nothing like that. I'm just letting you know what's going on with my body. So she comes over, we do a check. She sees that I'm 1 centimeter dilated. This doesn't alarm me because I was already 1 centimeter dilated for like the past month, literally. So she's like, you might be in early labor. I don't know. I'm going to stick around for a couple hours and then, we'll check again and then I'll let you know. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I lay down again, take another nap. By the time I wake up, like, I'm feeling like full-blown contractions. I'm running out of time. Go to part 2. So I wake back up. I'm feeling contractions. On a scale of 1 to 10 at this point, it's probably like a 3, 4. Really not that painful. Still manageable, but it still feels like, okay, this is a little something, like something is happening. Throughout this whole process though, y'all, I am really in denial because I'm not realizing that I'm literally about to give birth to a human being. I'm just like thinking that my stomach is cramping. Like, I'm really not realizing like you're about to give birth. A few hours go by and I'm like, okay, let me call my family. Let me let them know like, hey, I might be in labor. Baby might come. I don't know. Y'all can come over if y'all want to. Just putting that out there. So my family comes over. More hours pass by and like the contractions are getting more and more intense and they're getting closer and closer and closer and closer. So at this point, contractions are like 5 minutes apart at this point. And I'm just like, it's getting more intense. I'm like, okay, this is starting to get really painful. So I take a hot shower. I get out the shower. I change into my labor dress. Not realizing how close I am to actually giving birth. I'm just like doing all the proceedings. Like, I'm doing all the things that I see people do. At this point, my water hadn't broke. My mucus plug wasn't out. Like, nothing was happening. So I'm still thinking like, okay, I'm still 1 centimeter. So my midwife does another check and she's like, oh, you're at 3 centimeters. And I'm like, okay, cool. She was like, I'm really proud of you. You got to 3 centimeters. Do you want to keep going? And I'm like, yeah. So she does what's called a membrane sweep. And immediately I go from 3 centimeters to 5 centimeters. This is when the contractions really start to like turn up. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a tough girl. And I got a real good poker face. So nobody really knew how much pain I was really in because I was thugging it out. So at this point, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm walking up and down the stairs with my boyfriend. I'm on the yoga ball. Like, we're trying to move this thing along. So eventually I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm ready to lay down. So me and my boyfriend, we lay down on the couch. We go to sleep. Mind you, I really slept through majority of this, like the labor process. I was asleep. So a couple hours go by, I wake up. At this point, it's like the pain is probably a 8 for sure at this point. And I'm looking at my midwife and I'm like, girl, take me to the hospital because this is crazy. It felt like I was being run over, stabbed, and shot. That's what it felt like. Okay, go to part 3. So I pushed him out in a few pushes, literally a couple of. My midwife, literally, she stitched me up on my bed. Y'all, but it was a really beautiful experience, and I'm glad I got to do that in front of especially like the women in my family, because I feel like Black women, we always have some traumatic birth story. Like every woman in my family has a traumatic birth story, like my grandmother, my mom, everybody. So for them to be able to see me give birth naturally at home safely, everything was safe, like the baby was okay, I was okay, it was a really beautiful experience. And I know when y'all saw the video, y'all was like, damn, it's a lot going on. It did look like a lot going on, but I promise y'all, everybody was very calm throughout the entire process. It was only like that towards the end because, like I said, the part that y'all don't see is me screaming, literally. And everybody was just concerned. They were scared. Nobody had seen that like be done before. Like my dad had never seen anything like that. None of the women there had ever seen anything like that. My boyfriend, obviously, this is our first child, so he didn't know what to expect. He just saw me in pain and was panicking. All in all, it was a very beautiful experience. I would definitely do it again now that I know what to expect. I could definitely manage the pain for sure. I'm doing okay. My baby's doing okay. Everything is fine. I'm recovering fine, snapping back just fine. I didn't really feel anything when I was pushing him out. Like that part wasn't painful at all. Really, it was just the contractions. My stitches are like really just now starting to feel better. They're not like painful to sit on anymore, which is good because at first they were very uncomfortable. Everything is going good. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm good. Love y'all. Don't forget to keep streaming. Yeah, I'm about to plug my shit. Keep streaming my new project, Where the Flowers Don't Die, period.